What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to run through a couple news stories that you might have missed for February 20th, 2023. Let's start with the big one that was today in Atomic Heart, right? So Atomic Heart comes out tomorrow, Game Pass, also on other systems, though, and the review scores came out today. Now, just for clarification's sake, I did get a code, but I got it today, so I'm actually going to do a review. It'll be, a few days from now, but I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. But the reviews are out today, and they're honestly pretty mixed, right? This isn't a game that it seems like everybody loves, but it's also a game that not everybody hates. From me, it definitely seems like it's a game that if you lean more into the positives, you're going to have a better experience. But to be honest, it definitely seems like it depends on the person. I watched quite a few reviews. I watched Mr. Maddie Plays being one, and one of his things, just as an example for what I'm talking about here, he talked about kind of the performance and things kind of glitching or different objectives not going away and stuff. And then you listen to somebody like a Skill Up, and he doesn't talk about it at all. And in fact, he says like it was fine in that department. So some of these things maybe is just kind of individuals, right? These bugs that if some people experienced it, it's going to hold it back a little. Not to say that was Maddie's entire thing with Atomic Heart. Again, it definitely seems like if you lean into the writing, which kind of universally seems like it's awful, right? At least by the reviews. If you lean into that, maybe you're going to walk away with having a more negative thought on it. But it's mixed. And I think the review score, the Metacritic, is right around like a 75. So right in that, some people gave it 9, some 9.5s even, but also a lot of 8s. A lot of 8s, a lot of 7s. And then you got some pretty low ones, right? You got your 6s and 5s as well. So definitely seems like it depends on the person, much like a lot of games are, right? I always implore people to make their own decision, but this game certainly for me seems like it's pretty hard to judge even if you do trust people. There's some people that I trust, including Maddie, Skill Up, right? They say don't get it. And then you watch like an ACG who says to get it. So even some of these creators that a lot of people like, even they have different, opinions versus each other on both spectrums. So this is a pretty odd game. But like I said, I'll be reviewing it. I want to give my thoughts, and so I'll do a full review on the main channel in a few days. Second story here is I want to focus on the game Tchia again. This is a small little game I covered a while ago, made a specific video on it. Look, it's not going to get a lot of eyes on it, right? This is a very, very tiny game that just doesn't get searched. Nobody really knows it exists. I'm going to do everything I can to support it, but this game looks awesome, and that's the point of this part of the video. They did a new trailer, a gameplay overview. The game still comes out in spring of 2023, and the game just continues to look good. They focused on the exploration, right? Getting from point A to point B, whether it's gliding, whether it's climbing, all the physics in this game. This game looks beautiful. This game is a mix of like Zelda amongst other things, right? Windbound is one that I've always kind of thought of when I think of it, but specifically the stamina kind of stuff, very Zelda-like, right? I really like it. I think this game is looking amazing. There's a lot of rich kind of history background with it in terms of trying to replicate the island, right? Like a real place. So hopefully people keep an eye on it. I'm certainly going to cover it when the game comes out, but I do understand people forgetting that it literally, exists. Then we have Lies of P, which also got a new trailer, right? An official release window trailer, and it ends by saying August. So this is not surprising to me. I had a lot of people tell me like, when do you think Lies of P, or like, do you think it's going to get delayed or anything like that? And if you kind of read some of the more deep dive, like they've done some interviews with the director of this game, he was always incredibly confident. And he said this months ago that he expects this game to come out in the summer. That was like his thing, that he expects the game to come out in the summer. So I always expected June through August. So when people told me or asked me, what did you think? I always thought that. So it coming out in August is definitely the end of the summer, right? So he thought summer. Turns out it's at the very end of it, and with no date. So it could be one of the last days of August, but still, this game looks incredible. I'm ready to play it on Game Pass as well, right? Another game that comes to Game Pass, and now we have a month. So hopefully it doesn't get delayed, past August, but at least we got the month pinned down. And then final story, this one is super interesting to me. Layers of Fears, which has now become Layers of Fear again. So this has just been, in my opinion, not great. I mean, really not great. I'm not going to say that this franchise is like pure garbage. I have seen a lot of people, dunk on it quite a bit. I think the first game is actually rather good. I really liked the first game. I did not really like the second game. So firstly, I want to clarify, I actually was completely wrong with what this game even was. So to catch people up, it was called Layers, right? Plural with the S at the end, of Fears with an S at the end of fear. It was originally just called Layers of Fear. And now another thing that I was also confused on is, well, what was this game? I actually, for the longest time, thought this game was just a full-on new game. That's not actually true. This game, first and foremost, at least it seems, is actually a remaster of the two games. So this whole time when it was called Layers of Fears, it was actually the first game, the second game, and then kind of like a DLC expansion thing that's going to make everything make more sense. And it comes out this June, so another release window, right, like Lies of P got. So that's what this game is. It's the first game, it's the second game, and then it's kind of a new expansion that's going to make everything kind of tie together. I really thought it was just an actual brand new game. I didn't think it had anything to do, even though obviously the name, I knew it was part of the franchise, but I didn't think it had to do with the first or second game. But there you go. There's what it is. I believe built in Unreal Engine 5. I do want to give it a chance because, again, I do genuinely like the first game. I thought it was different enough. Looking back at it now, maybe other games had done it and maybe done it better, but I did enjoy the first game, didn't really like the second game, but maybe playing the first game again gives me a newfound appreciation and then a new experience that, it's still new. It's still something new, so that should be fun. The window, though, right? June. So you have to compete with Diablo. You got to compete with Street Fighter right after Suicide Squad Kill a Justice League. Obviously, there's quite a few things in its way in a smaller game for this, right? So maybe it doesn't get eyes on it. Maybe it does. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up, and I hope to see you all on the next one.